What's going on YouTube? This is Austin from Austin and Dakota here, coming at you again with a new video for you guys tonight. And tonight, I've seen a bunch of YouTubers do these kinds of videos, so I thought I would hop on the trend myself, and finally getting around to post my picks for the 13 Stone Cold Black Metal Classics. As far as who's done it, I've seen Sean Count Blagrith do it, I've seen Marty do it, I've seen Brain Smasher do it, I've seen Scourge of Vinyl do it. They all did great, but for me, these are my 13 picks. If you have your own picks, you know, drop it in the comment section below. We have some black metal going on right now in the background. We have Watain with Outlaw off their album The Wild Hunt. Great stuff. I really like Watain a lot. But Sworn to the Dark is my favorite Watain album. Don't have that here, but I will eventually get to it soon. Now, before we get to the 13 Stone Cold Classics, I want to say thank you guys so much, because this channel has now hit over 600 subscribers. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much. It's because of you guys that I continue to have motivation to do these videos for you guys. So thank you once again. I will be doing something really special for the 600 subscriber video. Stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. If you have any suggestions on what I should do, you know where to leave them in the comment section below. Alright, now, on to the 13 Stone Cold Black Metal Classics. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them, but I will if I have to. So, Stone Cold Black Metal Classics are absolutely brilliant, perfect albums. They're 10 out of 10s. I was half tempted to put Dissection on this list, but everybody can have their discussion with Dissection in the comments. You can either view them as black metal, death metal, melodic black and death, whatever you want to call them. But leave that discussion in the comment section below. We're not going to have it here. But I couldn't leave this album off the list. Kaladin Brood. Good way to start off this top 13, my 13 picks. The Kaladin Brood, Echoes of Battle. This is a band from Salt Lake City, Utah. This is the only full length that they have out, which is a bummer because I find this to be excellent, epic, atmospheric black metal. Such an amazing album. I mean, City of Azure Fire, self-titled track. Book of the Fallen being the best track on here. Even on the LP of this album, the vinyl, you get bonus tracks as well. Says Shield Anvil does keys, guitars, vocals, bass, and programming. And Mortal Sword does guitars, vocals, and additional keys. Yeah. An amazing album, amazing atmospheric, epic black metal that deserves to be on this list. I'm finally happy to actually have a CD copy of this album, so yeah. Kaladin Brood, Echoes of Battle, amazing album. Alright, next album is going to be this one. This is Satyricon, Dark Medieval Times, the debut. I was half tempted to put the Shadow Throne on this list, but I mean, everybody should know who Satyricon is. An absolute classic. Classic Norwegian black metal. The debut full length, kind of almost pushing atmospheric black metal, just based on how it's set up. Just basically, I mean, the songs that Walk the Path of Sorrow is just an example of how this album could be atmospheric. I mean, self-titled track, Into the Mighty Forest, The Dark Castle in the Deep Forest. You would really go all out and say that this is Satyricon best album. I personally think so. My favorite Satyricon album is this one. I mean, Frost and Satire, just amazing. Frost is a force to be reckoned with drums on this album. I have the 2021 re-release through Moonfog. Such an amazing album, definitely worth checking out. Next, we're going to do the band that you hear playing in the background, Dark Funeral. It's the self-titled track, Diabolis Interium, off the same album. Diabolis Interium is my favorite Dark Funeral album, but for Stone Cold Classics, I have to choose this one. This is Dark Funeral, The Secrets of the Black Arts. Swedish black metal classic. I first got introduced to Dark Funeral through, I think it was Bryce Talks Metal. And it was the song Goddess of Sodomy that they played live. I'll link the live performance down in the description. But then it made me want to explore more Dark Funeral. And I did, and I stumbled across this masterpiece. Such an amazing album, iconic album art, sorry for the glare. I mean, iconic album art where I think it's like druids are walking throughout and you see this castle. Excellent album. This is one of the best Swedish black metal albums to ever be released, in my honest opinion. Now, what's really cool about this is a 2021 re-release via Osmos Productions. Yeah, either Osmos or Century Media. I think Century Media re-released for this album. Century Media also re-released the Dark Funeral demo that came out, I think back in either 92 or 93. Because this came out in 95. So I think it either came out in 92 or 93. So the first disc is the actual album. But then the second disc, I gotta be very careful taking this out. And I mean, I don't mind this release, but I hate how it's set up. Literally, I do, because I just got a bad feeling this is gonna break. The second disc is the Unisound version of this album. I prefer the first disc because that's just how Dark Funeral sounds like. The Dark Age has arrived. Great way to start off the album, right into the Secrets of the Black Arts. My Dark Desires, When Angels Forever Die. Shadows over Transylvania is the best song on this album, and I think as well, this is the only album that has Vemgaroth on vocals. Then they got Caligula for the rest up until Angelus Zero Pro Eternus. But yeah, great album. If you're not familiar with Dark Funeral, this is one I would definitely recommend starting with. So that's Dark Funeral, Secrets of the Black Arts, classic, of course. Alright, next we're going to talk this album, Immortal, Battles in the North, 95 through Osmos Productions. I mean, classic album art. Everybody and their mother should know who Immortal is. I mean, if you don't, go do your research or go ask somebody. I'm sure somebody will tell you. But yeah, this album, so how this goes is it's just a Both and Horg. There's no Demonaz. Demonaz had something wrong with his hand, so he couldn't play. So it was just these two. But yeah, my favorite Immortal album, one that I've been soul searching for a long, long time. Grim and Frostbitten Kingdoms, self-titled track, Blastric Mighty Ravendark. This is when Immortal was trying to find their sound. I mean, you have Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism, which is more of a Bathory worship album, and then you get to Pure Holocaust, released in '93, and that's when they found their sound, or close to it, but it was really Battles in the North, because they were looking for that icy sound, and they found it here on this album. Yeah, great album. Immortal, Battles in the North, '95. I can honestly listen to that album all day. Alright, next up, Behemoth with From the Pagan Vastlands. You're probably thinking to yourself, this is a demo, why would you put it on this list? Or why are you even putting Behemoth on this list? They're not black metal. Go do your research, because I've gotten a bunch of comments saying that Behemoth is not black metal. But here's the thing, when Behemoth first got their start, they were black metal. It wasn't until after Grom you notice a shift in their sound from more of a blackened death metal sound. This is their black metal stuff, and I freaking love this demo, man. Such a brilliant demo. One of my favorite albums of all time, actually. Yeah, this is such an amazing album. Put out by Pagan Records. Such a brilliant, brilliant demo. This is a very hard to find demo as well. I'm very lucky to have this demo. I mean, Black Visions of the Almighty, there's a cover of Death Crush on here. You cannot go wrong with this album. So if you want to hear what Behemoth sounded like before they shifted their sound, give that a listen. Behemoth from the Pagan Vastlands. Alright, speaking of Mayhem, let's talk about them. Mayhem, live in Leipzig. I saw Scourge of Vinyl put this on his list. Same thing with Sean Count Blagareth. I have to agree with them and say that this is a Stone Cold classic. I mean, it's the ultimate Mayhem lineup with Dead on lead vocals. Such a classic in the genre of black metal. Yes, this album was recorded in 1990. Yes, the production is pretty much garbage, but you still get that true Mayhem sound that everyone comes to know and love. My personal opinion, Death Crush, the EP, this album, Live in Leipzig, and De Mysteriis Dom Satanas are Mayhem's best albums. But yeah, freaking love Mayhem, man. Live in Leipzig, I love the production on this. So rough and raw in places, but yeah, great stuff. Mayhem, Live in Leipzig, 1990. Alright, next up, Judas Iscariot, To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. Brain Smasher had it on his list too, so, and I have to put it here. Judas Iscariot, American black metal band from Illinois, was together up until 2002. This is the last full length. Yeah, my personal favorite, Judas Iscariot, just wall to wall. I agree with what Brain Smasher said. Wall to wall, nasty, evil black metal. I mean, Bathed in Clouds of Blood. In the Valley of Death, I Am Their King. Where Eagles Cry and Vultures Laugh. This is such an evil, crushing album. Put out by Moribund Records. I have all of Judas Iscariot's albums, plus an EP. But this is such an amazing album. So definitely check this one out. Judas Iscariot, To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding. Alright, next is one that I don't own, unfortunately, and that would be Vinterland, Welcome My Last Chapter. Swedish melodic black metal. Unfortunately, it's the band's only full-length. One of my all-time favorites here. Great melodic black metal. It's also my favorite melodic black metal album of all time. It's just the production is so... I would go all out and say it's atmospheric. But it's such great... You have to listen to it for yourself. If you want to listen to it, I might put it in the description below. If you guys really want to listen to it yourself. But, yeah, Vinterland, so melodic. Almost to the point of atmospheric black metal, but not quite there. So, yeah, Vinterland, Welcome My Last Chapter. I don't have much to say about it. If you want to listen to it for yourself, go for it. Alright, now we're on to this is more depressing black metal, as you can hear. This is Pestilence Shall Come by Advent Sorrow, more depressive black metal. The band is disputed, but I've got a feeling they probably broke up. Alright, next we're gonna go over to Finland for this one. Sargeist, Satanic Black Devotion, 2003, also off Moribund Records. I was contemplating as to whether to put this album or Let the Devil In, because this album is more evil, more almost to the point of raw black metal. Let the Devil In from 2010 is the same thing, but not as evil. Unbound would have been a good pick, but again, not quite as evil as Satanic Black Devotion, so I went with this one. Yeah, my favorite Sargeist album, put out in 2003. Band's first full-length, the debut. Yeah, I love this album. Really, really good. You got the woods right there. Really cool. I mean, self-titled track, Frowning Existing, Panzer God. The 7th track off this album, I can't say it. Black Effin' Murder. Best song on the album. You need to listen to it for yourself. If you're not familiar with Sargeist, staples of Finnish black metal. My favorite Sargeist album for sure. Alright, next up. Burzum. Det Summing Var. Second album. Second full length. Yeah, I know who Varg Vikernes is, and I know he's a piece of crap, but he was able to write a little tune. So you had the first album, which is more thrash roots, more thrashy black metal. You could really say it's more black and thrash. This one was starting to become a little bit more ambient, more atmospheric. Between this and Vis Lyset Taros, that came out, I believe, in either 93 or 94, both those albums are atmospheric. This and Vis Lyset Taros. Philosophem, have tempted to put Philosophem on this list, but everybody should know that album. But I went with this one because it's my personal favorite of the bunch. I say the first 4 Burzum albums are the best Burzum albums. I mean, Key to the Gate, Lost Wisdom. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take a slight pause there for a second. But like I said, Key to the Gate, Lost Wisdom, is what sealed the deal for me. Yeah, Burzum. That Summon Gangvar put out on Misanthropy Records. Good stuff, really like that album. Next album I want to talk about, Marduk, with Those of the Unlight. I don't have that album, sadly. That album and Panzer Division Marduk are my two favorite Marduk albums. I was half tempted to actually put Panzer Division Marduk on here, but that album's just great. Those of the Unlight, I mean, the production is so raw and aggressive at points. I mean, songs like Burn My Coffin, Those of the Unlight, Wolves. Those songs alone is what makes that album amazing. And all that. That was also, I believe, my introduction to Marduk. Between that and Throne of Rats, those two songs alone were my introduction. Speaking of which, we have Marduk playing in the background right now. Song off World Funeral. This is with Satan and Victorious Weapons. Alright, so that's my next pick, Marduk with Those of the Unlight. Next up, Darkthrone, Transylvanian Hunger. Everybody should have seen this coming. I mean, my favorite Darkthrone album, and my favorite black metal album of all time. Everybody and their mothers should know who Darkthrone is. Started out as death metal, and then A Blaze in the Northern Sky was their black metal phase. Then from A Blaze in the Northern Sky to Panzerfaust is where they were showing their black metal roots, and then later they started introducing or incorporating heavy and speed metal in their music, but I liked it when they were just straight black metal. And Transylvanian Hunger is where they found their sound. But yeah, incredible album. Fenriz, I believe Fenriz writes the lyrics for the first 4 tracks and Vargas the other 4. I was half tempted to either put A Blaze in the Northern Sky, Under Funeral Moon, or Panzerfaust on this list because those are just great albums. But I went with this because, like I said, it's my favorite Darkthrone, and it's also my favorite black metal album of all time. So a little bit of bias here, but yeah, great album. Definitely one that doesn't need much discussion. Last album that I'm going to show for my 13 Stone Cold Black Metal Classics, Bathory, Under the Sign of the Black Mark. Bathory needs no introduction when it comes down to black metal. I mean, if you don't know Bathory, I honestly don't know what to tell you. I mean, everybody should know who Bathory is. I mean, an absolute staple in the genre of black metal. The first 4 Bathory albums, in my honest opinion, are the best. Anything after Bloodfire Death, I don't really like. Some of it's okay, but to me, the first 4 albums are the best. Between the self-titled album and this one are my 2 favorite Bathory albums. I really like The Return as well, Bloodfire Death. But with Bloodfire Death, you kind of see Bathory going for more of a Viking metal territory. That's a nice bridge album. Woman of Dark Desires, Enter the Eternal Fire. But yeah, this is such a classic album that needs to be discussed in Stone Cold Black Metal Classics. So yeah, those are my 13 Stone Cold Black Metal Classics. We end with Bathory Under the Sign of the Black Mark. We end with that. Those are my 13. If you want to list your 13 in the comment section below, feel free to do so. Speaking of Burzum and Philosophem, Dunkelheit, as you can hear, playing in the background as we end things here. Again, thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. You guys are the best subscribers out there. Couple of announcements. One, I'm going to be putting this video out tomorrow. And two, I have one more 2K24 video before the launch of 2K25 this week. So I'm going to have a bunch of new content coming alongside 2K25. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support once again. You guys are the best. If you guys enjoyed, comment, like, subscribe down below. Turn on the bell so that way you don't miss any more videos like this in the near future. If you want to see my black metal playlist, I'll link that in the description box below. If there's any suggestions on what you guys want to see in this playlist, you know, let me know in the comments. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.